everyone. It's Wednesday, 15th of December 2021, and we are here again to have our nice conversation, sharing our thoughts, and learning with you all. So, Fayute, my Irish friends, I hope you are okay. Today topic is, do I need spiritism to be saved? It's an important topic which we will try to give you our viewpoint, and at the end, of course. So, good night, my friends. Bonsoir, my friend. So, let's start clockwise here. Miss Gibbons, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good evening to everyone. Wishing the joys of the season, looking forward to Christmas. And I'm very well, thank you very much. And I hope everyone is well. Boa noite a todos, esperamos que sejam todos bem. Estamos aqui uma vez mais, esperando o Natal, nesse momento, nesse período maravilhoso do ano. E espero que todos estejam bem, que a paz de Jesus esteja sobre todos nós.
Pegando carona no português da Silvia, já que temos tantos amigos que prestigiam esse programa em inglês, é uma alegria muito grande poder estarmos agora em dezembro. Começamos isso em fevereiro, estamos em dezembro, com o coração radiante de luz e gratidão pelas pequenas gotinhas que a gente continua a estar nesse oceano, sendo uma gotinha a mais no oceano. Sem o trabalhinho da gente, seria pequenino, um pouquinho menos. Então, é em nome de Jesus que nós continuamos o nosso trabalho, agradecendo o suporte, a presença dos nossos irmãos brasileiros, portugueses, espanhóis e outros idiomas, que com o inglês é a nossa língua em comum para esse programa. Hi, my dear friends. It is really a great, great pleasure to be here once again. We started these events episodes in February 2021, and we are in December, with a great joy that every week we are together, talking at different themes that's really good for our thoughts, our reasoning, thinking about the way that we are living. And the topic today is a simple topic, but at the same time is a very important topic, as Stevan pointed, that we will really talk about if Spiritism is the best thing in our life, or we need to change, or what we have to do. So I hope you all enjoy and stay with us and share the link where you are with your friends, okay? God bless you all. Thank you. Merry Christmas since now. Thank you.
Bonsoir à tous, bonjour, bonsoir selon où vous êtes dans le monde et à l'heure où vous écouterez cette émission. Une nouvelle fois, je suis très heureux d'être parmi vous ce soir. J'espère que vous allez bien. Prenez soin de vous avec tous ces problèmes qu'il y a. Les fêtes de fin d'année approchent. On va parler encore une fois du spiritisme ce soir. J'espère que ça va vous plaire. Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone. Very happy to be here with you again. I hope you are all safe and healthy and taking care in this difficult period with the new wave and whatsoever coming soon. To have confidence and it's close to Christmas and New Year, and very happy to be here with you again to talk once more about Spiritism.
Great. I want to say good night to our friends. Maria Eugenia from Germany. Good to have you here, my friend. Nancy Valente. Okay, good to have you here. And all other friends who are watching us but didn't write anything, I want to say good night. I want to say good night to Kardec Radio for this opportunity. Without the Kardec Radio, we won't be here. So I want to say thank you all for this opportunity. And in order to start our discussion today, As usual, I will play a short video and then we can kick off the discussion. Okay? I put my screen and let's go.
If we look to our past too, I think we can say, even if sometimes we're very negative about nowadays, but life's a lot better than it was 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago. Where all the beings in this planet will be fundamentally happy. We don't know when that's going to happen. It's probably going to take a big chunk of time, but it will happen. Again, we go back to the idea of God being just and kind and always give us a chance to evolve and grow. So everything is growing and evolving. It's only a matter of time. So we are really reassured and happy and willing and eager to get to that point. And what we'll take is each one and all of us putting in our work. It won't just happen miraculously. We have to take the responsibility in our hands. But what a beautiful day will be when all of us, regardless of birth, creed, religion, sexual preference, whatever you want to call it, will be happy. We think we're going to get there.
I believe that diversity is the way. We do have the capacity to understand each other and to tolerate our differences.
In Spiritism, one of the things we have learned is that all of humanity is destined for happiness. All of us is one of the divine natural laws, which is the law of progress, which means that we must move forward. We do not believe in regression. We do not believe that we can go back and undo and unlearn what we have learned.
And that's perhaps one of the most touching pieces about divinity in general, when you think about it, is ultimately we're all condemned to be happy. It is just a matter of how soon will it happen. And that's up to us. Each one of us can do their best in getting there. So we can either speed that up or slow down the process, but we will get there individually and globally as well.
I think, yes, there is chaos, but I think there are more wonderful things going on, good projects, and towards peace, harmony.
The main thing is not to convert anyone. The main thing, the main objective is to make better human beings. If you belong to this religion or to that religion, it doesn't matter.
Okay, another amazing video from our friends from Spiritual Academy. So, the reflection we can say today, I would like to start with item number 8 from chapter 1 from Gospel According to Spiritism, in which is saying, science and religion are the two levels of human intelligence, one revealing the laws of the material world, the other revealing those of the moral world. Nevertheless, seeing that these laws have the same principle, which is God, they cannot contradict themselves. Culturally, and what we learn in school, in our life, our parents probably teach us, a religion aims to lead us, men, to God. Okay? That's the role of the religion. But we will not reach God until we become perfect. Because the religion will not take man to God. What's take us to God, it's our improvement, our self awareness, our our behave, how we treat the others, how we see the others, how I see my role inside a community, a society. Therefore, we can say true religion is not an outward manifestation. It's a feeling, and it is the human heart that the actual temple is. That's the true religion, is inside of us. So that's that's reasons why we see people with a lot of culture went to wonderful universities, have a good job, but they are so empty. And people, they do not have nothing. They were raised in a poor family with a lot of difficulties. They don't receive the correct salary. They always working in a low paid jobs, but they are rich. They help the other. They look after the other. So the true religion embraces all creeds, and rise above them. Okay, that's my message for today. I will leave now comments from my colleagues. And as always, let's start with France. And I think that is the ideal person to tell us, my friend Charles, what is of the one main goals of Spiritism?
Thank you for the question, Stevan. I think you touched a little bit the subject, and also the video at the beginning touched also a little bit the subject. One of the main goals of Spiritism is really to answer in a clear and rational and logical way who we are, where we are we coming from, where are we today, and where are we going to. That is really one of the main goals of Spiritism. Of course, there are a lot. And the Spiritism teaches us that we have all been created in the same way, simple and without knowledge, but with the capacity to progress, to evolve, to learn, to become better infinitely, endlessly. So we have a starting point, which is all equal, and we have, how to say, an ending point, which is the infinite, as you told correctly, moving and raising towards God, but never attaining God, because God is the infinite, and we will be growing infinitely. But as you know, in mathematics, you have the asymptote and you have the curve, and the curve is coming closer and closer to the asymptote, but never touches it. So today on the earth, Spiritism is teaching us that when we see what's happening around us, all this misery, all these hundreds of millions of people who have not the necessary, without water or without any food, necessary need, what is necessary to nourish, to have the food. And on another hand, people which are so rich and how to say, wasting a lot of things with a lot of superfluous, making a lot of pollution, far from being sustainable, and so on. So, and this is, of course, leading to a lot of violence and so on. So clearly, we are not, the Earth is not, how to say, maybe not the first one. If we want to have really primitive world, we can look 20,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 years ago, paleontology and anthropology, to see where the humankind is coming from. And so we have progressed a little bit, as we have seen it in the video very clearly. But yet there is a lot of progress to be done. And Today, we are in a key period of this transition from our world of expiation and trials to a world of regeneration. Today on our earth, clearly, evil is dominating above good. You have more big majority, vast majority of the population, again, which are suffering from basic needs. But in this world of regeneration, there will be a better equilibrium between good and evil. And this is, of course, leading to some crisis, to some resistance from those who are privileged today. And this is exactly what we are seeing today with revolution, wars, and oscillation in the regimes in different countries and so on. Extremists popping up here and there, everywhere, even here in Europe, wherever these things are happening. So clearly, the trigger point of Spiritism to explain us what we are and who we are is the spiritualist paradigm. So, in other words, we have a soul, and what is evolving through the reincarnation, so the different life, as we have explained it, is our spirit, our soul. So we are temporarily in a physical body, in the world of earth, which is, how to say it, a physical body which is material, made of matter in the four space-time dimensions, which are well known by the physics. But one day, sooner or later, hopefully later than sooner, we will leave this body and go back to the spiritual world. And that is then the key question, which Spiritism is also explaining. What do we take with us in the spiritual world? Do we take our house, our money, our car, bank account? Not at all. Everything stays here. And there are the people who are inheriting this, who are then spreading and wasting and doing whatever they want with that. We don't even take with us our physical body. This also is put in a box and stays here, goes back to the nature. Okay. So the only thing we are taking with us is our conscience, whether it is good or not so good. We take it with us. We take also all what we have learned intellectually, the intelligence, and we take also what we have progressed in goodness. So good habits, good qualities, good thoughts. These are the things, the values that we are taking with us and that are immortal, because all what is material is mortal. So look at what is happening on the earth today, all this violence, all this injustice, people who have too much and other people who have not the necessary. What is the root cause for this? Clearly, it is coming from the people who do not care about the spirit, who put all their focus on a value which is temporary, that we will lose when we will die, isn't it? So it's something that will take some decades, at maximum maybe a century, but not more. And then all what is essential, our conscience. Did we do good things? Did we share? Did we help our fellows? Did we love our neighbor as much as we love ourselves? Did we do all this? This is exactly the voice of our conscience that we will take with us. And Spiritism is bringing this once more rationally, because Spiritism is bringing the evidences of the existence of the soul in ourselves, and then the evidences also of the survival of the soul after the death, as we have also explained in details in a previous life. So basically, the vision is changing totally. We have a short-term vision, which is this life and our state of incarnation in the material world. And we have a long-term vision of evolution, which is our soul and which will leave all what is material here, because all what is material is somehow borrowed to us, but it does not belong to us. It's not our property. We are using it in order to progress, to become better, to learn, to do good around us. And that is the main purpose. So this is really the main goal of Spiritism, change completely our vision from this reductionist, materialist dogma. I tell dogma because it's really dogmatic. Nobody ever has managed to demonstrate that the soul does not exist and that it does not survive after death. Spiritism, at the opposite, demonstrated not only that we have a soul, but that this soul is also surviving after the death and is even reincarnating. And all this based on the study of the paranormal phenomenology, looking to this phenomenon, trying to go to the causes and building this spiritist body of knowledge, which is capable of explaining all the phenomenon we are seeing around us, whether they are material or whether they are spiritual. So you told a little bit also this from the Gospel According to Spiritism, Kardec mentioning that the difference between science and religion. One is revealing the law of the material world, the other one is revealing those of the moral world. But both science and religion have good things, but have also mistaken, wrong things. From the religious part, it is all this hierarchical sacerdotal hierarchy. It is all this heteronomy, manipulation of the masses, total lack of disinterestedness in most of the cases, with a lot of rituals, a lot of dogmas which are absolutely without any logical and scientific root and so on. But religion has also these diamonds, which are the moral laws. For example, the one which have been taught by Jesus, love God above everything and love your neighbor as yourself. And this the speaks he did on the mountain, wonderful diamonds. And when you analyze all the religions in the world, you will find the equivalent of all these moral laws teachings of Christianity, of Jesus, also in the other religions. So these are the diamonds, the good things. And on the other side, you have the science, developing the logical reasoning, the methodologies, the protocols, all these very good things, coming from Descartes and developed along the centuries until today. Unfortunately, on science, you have also some drawbacks, having this narrow view of only what is matter and ignoring totally all the spiritual things. And again, I repeat it here, I think I told it already last time, what is Spiritism doing? It's taking the best of the religion, which are these diamonds, the best of the science, which is this logical and rational methodology, and combining both. And this is how we need to remove all the wrong things of science and religion in order to reach this unification, which at the end has been achieved by Spiritism or modern spiritualism, is, as I told, a disruption compared with these old conceptions of the past. But we, of course, have centuries of habits of past life in religion, in science, and so on. So we are this resistance, this change resistance as well. But really, we have to think out of the box and trying to get Spiritism and push it back into a scientific box or into a religious box is really a mistake. Is reducing the Spiritism, because Spiritism is really an evolution, a disruptive evolution of these both concepts. So that is what I could say, I would say in short, about these main goals of Spiritism, and open to any question or complementary information you may wish. Thanks a lot for your attention.
Thank you, my friend. Always clear and sharp. Thank you. So, good night to our friends. We do have friends here from south Uruguay and up to the north in Sweden. So, good night, Ruben, Elsa Lee from Sweden. So, thank you very much for joining us. And now it's time to travel to London. And let's go to Brighton first. Brighton? No. Oh, you're on mute, my dear.
Well, if you said Brighton, I'm not. I'm not in
Yeah, no,
Brighton actually.
for some
I'm in
reason
South
came up Brighton to my
London.
mind, but I know it's not Brighton.
No, it's not Brighton. It's Putney. I live in
Yeah,
Putney.
Yeah.
I live near the Wimbledon tennis courts where the championships are. About
Yeah.
15 minutes walk there.
Okay, next
A
time
posh
we will.
area.
Yeah, we will
Posh
sit.
area, Silvia. I love
It's a pleasant area. Lots of
Yeah.
parks and the river and everything. Yeah.
We're gonna sit on your balcony, eat popcorn, and watching the Wimbledon match.
Oh yeah, it's just down the road here.
Okay,
Just
that's gonna do.
Okay.
Okay, my dear. Do I need Spiritism to believe in life after death and believe in reincarnation?
Well, absolutely not. This the belief in life after death and reincarnation is one of the oldest beliefs in the world. The most ancient people already accepted the idea of reincarnation as being part of man's culture, I think, as soon as he became aware of himself. I like the explanation that Charles gave. It was very extremely comprehensive and very important in what Spiritism is. And I think, fitting in there, what Spiritism is nothing, like Kardec said, Spiritism doesn't bring anything new. It only explains the things that have already been there in a way that's more in a scientific way, more or less, because before a lot of those beliefs used to be beliefs, and people had their religion, and what Spiritism actually gives us is an explanation. This is natural laws. It's irrelevant of beliefs. It doesn't matter if you believe or not. Reincarnation exists, and that's it. And life after death as well. So in many ways, what Spiritism brought was an explanation of the phenomenon, that they are not supernatural, they are not mystic, but they are actually part of the natural laws and the natural laws of God, which in reality is inherent. The knowledge of it is already inherent in all of us, because we do have already an inner knowledge of God. I mean, there's been a lot of experiments done. I think as university, I'm not sure if it's Stanford, did some research on people's belief, and they came to the conclusion that naturally we believe in God. And it's interesting. The other day, actually, I was talking to a friend of mine, and we talk, about people who don't believe in God. So, I don't believe in God. God does not exist. When everything is going well. But if you are in a plane and it's going to crash and you're having a lot of trouble, or you're in a gypsy, the first thing that people say, God, oh God, please help me, So I always find very interesting that. But this, having said that, I think a person may not even have a religion. And I think that's one of the things about Spiritism. You don't need to have any particular religion or to change your religion or move the way you think, unless you want to be a Spiritist. It just explains in a clear and objective way, things that before was beliefs and just some people accepted it. And for instance, like in reincarnation, there are many beliefs. We have I forgot, I can't pronounce the word now. Mentpiskoses, which believe that it's a very old, the Greeks had it, the Hindus still do, The Buddhists, they believe in karma and all that. And what Spiritism actually explains to us is that, first of all, reincarnation is a law of progress. We are going forward. Once we reach the level of being human, or being aware, or being having free will to decide for ourselves, we will never, ever go back to reincarnate as an animal that has no reason to defend himself. We will always reincarnate as a human being. I think this is one of the important points in Spiritism. That's a law of progress, reincarnation. Another thing, reincarnation is not karma, it's not punishment. Spiritism explained this quite well. This, because in Spiritism we can do whatever we want. It doesn't tell us, no, if you don't come to meetings, if you don't start Spiritism, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, you go to hell. There is no such a thing. Spiritism says you can do whatever you want to do, but be aware that you are going to have the consequences of whatever you do. And I think if we think about this, we stop ourselves doing a lot of things if we know that we have to answer for everything we do. So many situations that people reincarnate as in difficult situations with a defective body, and a lot of times are consequences of the lives and what we've done in the past. And we're just living the life of cause and effect. In the past, we've done things that we needed to readdress. So we'll have certain difficulties, certain diseases. We will come in bodies that maybe is not as healthy as it could be. It's consequence of it. But I think one point that for me is very important is this is not punishment. Actually, the person going through that is being given a gift of being helped in ways that sometimes we cannot even imagine. So we should never be sorry for someone in a difficult situation, because they are being given a gift of life like that. Sometimes they even ask for themselves. Another thing, not everyone that comes in a situation like that is actually paying, not repaying, readdressing wrongs from the past. Sometimes the person will ask to come in a situation, in a difficult situation, in a difficult body. They ask it for themselves because they want lessons they learn to learn, or they want to help someone. So you can never judge, we can never say this is punishment, because in Spiritism, that's what he explains to us. Reincarnation is not a punishment. It's a way for a spirit to learn and to progress, to be given new opportunities, to readdress wrongs, and to learn new things. So we will, I think, you said that, Stevan, in the beginning, sorry, excuse me, that we are learning and one day we'll be with God. Yes, when we'll be this spirit that is have learned all the lessons, a lot of knowledge, then we'll be able to be with God. And so everything is part of the natural laws. And I think in question 619 of the Spirit's book, Kardec asked the Spirit, has God given to all men the means of knowing his laws? And he says, yes, all men may know it, but few understand it. Those who understand it better are the ones who seek after goodness. So I think this is so important, because when I think was mentioned before, you mentioned, and Charles also talked about it, that the teachings of Jesus, which Spiritism brings, is what carries us to understand that the basic things is to love God and to love your neighbors yourself. And sometimes people don't have any religion at all. They don't believe in God or whatever they say, but they are very good people. They help others. They do they go out of their way to be able to help other people. If they go to church, if they say they believe in God, it's completely irrelevant. And I always remember something that Jesus said, that not everyone who says, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but those who do the will of my Father who is in heaven. So if you do good, and when we do the will of God is to help others, to help our brothers and sisters, to feel that everyone has a place, an opportunity, that they have respect. If they have their religion, we respect their religion. And I think it's respect for each other, really, that makes us a better person, and to learn. And whatever we do in this life, whatever in goodness, in whatever it is, it's always helping us. If we learn the things we learn, intellectual things, you go to university, learn things. This is all improving our spirit. So we do this for ourselves, that we learn, and that's what the Spirit teaches us. Because basically, I just want to read something here, because the Spirit is going to say you have to have a religion, but it's based on the teachings of Jesus. And if you allow me, I'm just read very briefly here. The need for charity according to St. Paul. This is in the Spirit, the Gospel according to Spiritism, but of course it's the first letter to the Corinthians of Paul. And then he says, though I speak the tongues of men and angels and have not charity, I become as a sounding brass, a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy, and I know all the knowledge and all the mysticism, and I can remove mountains, because I have faith that remove mountains. And even if I give all my goods to the poor, and I give my body to be burned, but if I don't have a charity, it profiteth me nothing. And he says, Paul goes on saying, charity suffered long and is kind. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things, and now abideth faith, hope, charity. These three, but the greatest of these is charity. That's St. Paul, and that was the base of Spiritism. Without charity, there is no salvation. So you don't need to be a Spiritist to be saved, but you need to live in accordance to the laws of God, which is charity, love, and respect to our neighbor. That's, if we have that, then we love God automatically, whether you believe he exists or not. But you know he does. And I think that's the beauty of Spiritism, because it opens up such horizons of learning, of understanding, that sometimes, we don't even are aware of it, but opens up to a soul, and which is universal, it's eternal, and that is a path of learning for us. And of course, one day we will all be angels, no matter who we are now. And so this is the basic of Spiritism: charity and love one another, and automatically we love God. That's what I have to say about it. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. And it's always good and see the reaction of people when they say to them, "Oh, but I am Catholic. I am Protestant. Do I need to change my religion to?" No, it's what Marcelo Neto said in the video. At the end of the video, it's not a. We are not trying to hear the concept of change anything. We just want you become a better person. Spiritism will let you to become a better Christian. Will let you become a better Protestant. Become a better Buddhist or all, doesn't matter religion you are. So you become a better person. And based on this, my dear Elsa, I'd like to know how to prepare these young people who are gonna lead us, because we're gonna be old. They're gonna lead us how to hold conversations about family, about charity, about love, about mutual respect with them.
Thank you for the question. Very important, really, because everything starts with education and it starts at home, inside the families. But before I answer your questions, I'd like to add a comment here that my friend Natalie, she sent to me today when I sent to her the link to watch us tonight. She said to me, "Thank you, Elsa. Spiritism will never disappear. Only human beliefs and opinions may change." So, what we are studying today, and from now, 100 years after, or a millennia, the moral laws are guidelines for the universe. And the entire teachings of Spiritism should be teaching our children, families, using our behavior, our example. Otherwise, the words only they falling down and do nothing, don't change, don't give the message that we should give, acting, talking, and saying and looking is the way. When you are talking with a child, as you asked before, how to change to have faith, love, respect, charity. Since early ages, you can teach. So grow up and you'll be a good citizen in the future. The citizen that do things that other people say, "Oh my God, why you are doing? You are working with the homeless. Oh my God, I don't want to be there. Oh, it's virus, etc." Yesterday, I tell you, in downtown London Center, near Charing Cross. People that know London, Trafalgar Square, Charing Cross, Strand is really the heart of the city. 100 homeless. We were there for them, feeding them, giving a beautiful present or gift in a package, well wrapped, prepared as a charity to give to them. They smile receiving this. Perhaps they, of course, not every day that they receive a beautiful gift inside scarf, hat, socks, paint, gloves, giving to them something good, warm food, hot drinks, etc., etc. Not only that, our smile, a Christian agenda, a small message book, Spiritist book, Christian Agenda, by André Luiz's Agenda Cristã em Português, and they receive that, the ones that know English, but the others don't speak English. So I'm sorry, I don't speak English. It's terrible. See our fellow brothers and sisters in the street in a winter time, cold weather, raining, without someone to hug, someone to talk. That is a charity. If you can tell to your little ones or your friends, or say in a humble way, don't say we are the best in doing things. No, we are not the best. We are doing so small in comparison what other people can do. But we are doing something. We are teaching our beloved ones, teaching our children, talk inside our families how to be a good neighbor, how to be there if a neighbor needs you, not put your nose up and think that we are the best. No, we are not the best. We are not superior. Uh, we are here superior for ourselves. I try to be the best person for myself, a most charitable person, a most lovely person, a person that have faith that my thoughts has a power if I may pray for someone that is ill, going to operation tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. So I pray for this person, and it's the operation, the surgery, the hospital, the staff in the hospital, doctors, all of them will be enveloped in my light of prayer, in my thoughts with the energy that I'm sending them. So Spiritism teaches us how to maneuver these kind of things. There's a way to do things. The way is humbleness, our heart full of love, not your only things that we are reading. No, things that we are explaining from our hearts, as I'm doing now for you. I have a lot of things written here, but our books, the gospel, according to Spiritism, for me, as I said to Silvia before the live starts, I'm in love with the gospel again. I'm in the introduction of the gospel, but I really love the way that Kardec explained about Samaritans, about the therapeutes, about the Pharisees, about a lot of things, the history of this situation, bring to me, and I am sure for you that if you open the gospel and read as a book of knowledge, as a body of knowledge, as Spiritism is, we will be enlightened. It's for ourselves. Silvia pointed, in Spiritism, we learn that we never regress. We only progress. We are only going further. It's up to us to enlighten more in one incarnation or live for another incarnation. But for sure, we will learn something in every incarnation. It is, of course, will be good if you will change our hunger, our problems of bad sentiments to good ones, because we are really taking out the toxins of our body. We don't need a lot of cream, a lot of mascara operations in our faces in order to be a happy person. We can do it with love and care towards others. We are really enlightening ourselves, our neurons, our body, our perispirit, and the perispirit brings light to our physical body, because everything starts in the perispirit. So if you are a bad person, always shouting, a bad husband, a bad wife, a bad parents, you are really damaging, inverted to the commas, your perispirit, and of course brings to the physical body illnesses, problems that you could avoid. We could avoid being a good person. Doesn't matter if you have to undergo an operation or a cancer or a trauma, because you plan your life in accordance of law, cause, and effect. We will undergo this kind of things, but we can avoid more problems in our life, being really a good person. That's the gospel, and the Spirit's book says that a good person is more than, I think, 20 topics. If you can do most of them, you are really in the path to be a good person. And this is the invitation that the gospel does for us. The Spirit's book, 1,019 questions and answers. Easily, we can sit and study. If you don't want to go to a Spirit Center or participate online, there's a lot of study in English online nowadays, in French, in Polish, in Lithuanian, in other languages. We are really don't move more than put on in our computer and go there and search and participate and enlighten your soul. You can have a shower of light every day in our life, and this can change your family, can live a better life. You don't need to buy things for Christmas, buy things for here. I will be happy if I have another beautiful big TV. No, you can really do things enlightening your soul with yourself, your inner reform, you can say, or inner changing. Every day are little things you can move forward and leave aside all the material expenses, credit card with a lot of debts, etc. Avoid that. Avoid it to bring more problems in your life, doing this pathway toward understanding this wonderful philosophy. This philosophy is in every religion. Although it's not a religion per se, the teachings is moral teachings that is in Al Quran, in Torah, in other religions, and beautifully we are marrying this religion together. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. We still are children of God, and we can go further, loving each other, doing our best for each other. That's really, if we want a better life for now, we have started yesterday. Okay? Thank you, Steven, for this opportunity to talk a little bit. Remember, Spiritism is a body of knowledge, wonderful philosophy, wonderful spiritual science that complies everything that we have in the world.
Yeah. Thank you.
Richard, can I make a point very quickly?
Sure. Yeah.
Just thinking about spiritism being religion. He says, I can't remember where I read this, but it's just come from my mind of remembering it. Spiritism is not the religion of the future, but it is the future of all the religions.
This is Léon Denis.
Léon Denis, yes, right. I just couldn't remember who
The
said
future of religions and the future of science as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think there is that thing, Albert Einstein said, science without religion, religion without science cannot be understood, and
Is lame.
Religion without science is lame. I can't remember the first part of it, but that's exactly it, isn't it? There is no separation. I mean, we know why it happened, but I think now is beginning to come towards the same road again. People becoming, and I mean, science itself, isn't it? Science, it's becoming so much more what would you call mystic, because now it's everything almost, especially in quantum physics, there's a leap of faith, isn't it? In most of the things, because they talk about completely theory now.
One point that's important is because our children from one age until teenager, they are lack of spirituality. So spirituality is something in the world. You have to teach since early age spirituality for our children. Spirituality comprises love, charity, care, understanding, forgiveness, everything in a good way. But
I think also, Elsa, I think there are, what I think needs doing now is the parents or whoever educators to actually bring this out, because a lot of children are so spiritual already. They are born with it, but that, oh no, the parents, the grown-ups, they dismiss them. And I think that is to bring out what they already have, because some of the children are extremely spiritual and so knowledgeable about the word of light. It's amazing. So it's just we have to listen to them and help them to bring this out, I think, rather than teach them. They already know, I feel.
They simply remember from their erraticity, isn't it? They just reincarnated, so their life in the spiritual world was not so long ago as we. So we are in the matter already in this fog for longer time. So for older people, it's more complicated to change the mind, and we have been formatted in the materialist paradigm, and to change to spiritualist in older age is more complicated. While the children, they still have this intuition, this remembrance from their spirit life in the spiritual world. So that's why they remember naturally much quicker. So this is really, I mean, the key towards this world of regeneration. Again, go out of this materialistic fog to go like a robot. In French we say métro boulot dodo. So the tube, then the work, and then go back to home and sleep. This is unfortunately a reality for a lot of people who do not think more laterally to all these ideal things, or when they go in the church is again to have some it is like this, you must believe in it even if you don't understand, and so on, this heteronomic approach. And again, the disruption of spiritism is to bring autonomy in all these things, And Elsa, your friend Natalie, or I don't remember her name, she is right. Huh? The law of nature are eternal. They do not change. They are immutable. What is changing is our perception, our understanding of the natural laws. And this is where also Spiritism made a huge gap, revealing all this spiritual world on top of this limited material world, which is consisting of everything for too many people. And so simply ignoring all this infinite potential of our soul. Huh? And once we enter in this, of course, it helps. It gives us a totally different vision and huge resources to overcome the natural difficulties of the life.
Yeah, it's wonderful how everything connects. You know, how when we see there is no gaps, and when we believe there is a gap, is because we are not ready to see that. We are not ready to go any further. So the problem is in ourselves, not in the system.
Like you forget that we are basically spirits of light already, but so with so much on top that we need to be polishing and clearing for the light within to come forward, doesn't it? Because as children of God, we already are a spirit of light, just polishing it now. It's like this huge diamond, isn't it, that needs to be shaped so for the light within to come. And I think that's how we are. And eventually we will be who we are. I think there is a Greek philosopher says, be what you are. And I think that's what we should learn, to be what we already are, to improve, to shape it, to polish it.
Yeah. It's like what Elsa said, put it here, this banner here. Spiritism will never disappear. Only human beliefs and opinions may
change. And I've heard as well something that spiritism will never be destroyed, because when you cut one branch of this tree, 3 more are born.
Yes.
Is God's will and will never be changed.
Yes.
And I think that's that's true too.
And also because Spiritism is progressive. It will evolve together with the progress and the understanding. If science demonstrates, for instance, that something new or something is maybe wrong, the Spiritism needs to be changed, Spiritism will change it because it's a rational approach. That's another factor of its survival.
Yeah.
Okay. So
coming towards the end.
It's 1 hour already. You want to say something else? Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I'm okay. Sorry, I was saying that I'll communicate with other people. Have to wait. From here, I'm going to another recording.
Okay. So let's finish, as we do have some here announcements and a quick video from Buzz at the end. Let me share my screen here. So this Saturday, we will have in the European Spiritist Gathering, amazing presentation from Elsa, Christmas, and Jesus. It's this Saturday at 9 o'clock in Finland, 8 o'clock here in Paris, and 7 o'clock here in London. So everyone is more than welcome, and you can find the link on the Spiritism Philosophy webpage, Facebook page. Okay, so the next topic, next Wednesday is Jesus, the greatest psychologist. So it's on the 22nd of December, Wednesday, 9 o'clock p.m. London time. Okay. our friends Guilherme Diaz and Rafael Caldas, they do have their time to talk every other Tuesday, and the topic is conversations on mediumship. So don't miss this. It's every other Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. London time. And this is the activities from Kardec Radio for the end of the year. So one more year is done. Let's check it. Let's kick off the new one. So on the Christmas day, we do have specials. Everything starting 6 p.m. each time. So here you'll be 11 p.m. So you have a series of talks, wonderful talks, by the way, very interesting on the Christmas day. On the New Year's Day, we will have on the 1st of January, same time, 6 p.m., another great talks giving about the new year, the hopes for new year. So many talks, many people joining. So it's going to be wonderful be with you all during these festive time, holiday times. And that's it. Let me go to this quick video. But before I go to the video, I want to say thank you for wonderful comments here. Beatriz Gillis, Elsa Lee, Munir, Faye, Elsa Lee here. Great, my dear. So thank you. Let's put the short video here.
Greetings, everyone who is a friend of the British Union of Spiritist Societies, BUZZ. At this Christmas time, let us ponder to thank God for sending to us Jesus Christ, our teacher and Saviour. We thank God that we have this marvellous example to follow of light and joy and peace. And from BUZZ, we pray that the love and the joy and the peace of Jesus Christ will be in your hearts to strengthen you and to guide you in the year ahead. May you have joy and peace in your life, in your homes. And at this time of the year, as we look forward to a new year, may we all go forward in the strength of God, our Father, our Saviour, and to guide and protect us now and always. Amen.
Great. Thank you, Elsa. Wonderful work. Excellent video. Thank you. Thank you, Don, as well, for the comments. Happy to have you all here.
Yeah.
So, my friends, I wish you...
Do I have just a little half a minute? To have half a minute to read something from this Christmas carol. It's called The Little Town of Bethlehem. It's just silently, the wondrous gift is given. God imparts to human hearts his blessings of heaven, the blessings of his heavens. And he says, no ear may hear his coming, but in this word of sing, where meek souls will receive him still, the dear Christ enters in. I think it's they call come to us and abide with us, our Lord Emmanuel. Christmas message.
Thank you. Okay. So, bon nuit, my friend. Good night, my dears.
Good night. God bless.
See you next Wednesday. Have a wonderful week. And a wonderful night. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Like they would say in Arabia, inshallah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night.